Well, here we are, back in the shop. Here's what I want to do for today.
Welcome to 3D Accuracy, where I'll talk about 3D printing, 3D product design, and 3D injection and die-cast mold design.
Well, I have two things that I want to accomplish. One is pretty simple. I want to replace that burned out light bulb up there. One of those went out, so I have some. I want to go grab one and get that fixed. And then I need to level this table. It's pretty close to level. I had it leveled before when it was in pretty much the same location, give or take a couple inches, left or right. It's probably within about 5-6 inches of where it was before. So I need to re-level it. It's pretty close, and then get my tools out here and get those set up. That's what I want to do for today. See if I can get the toolboxes out here and set back up. Let's get some of this done. I'll show you what it looks like when I have it finished. Yeah, so what do you think? Is the light better? Huh? Well, let me show you what I did. I had some of these fluorescent bulbs. I had a whole box of these. I got like 2 left in there because the lights out here in the shop, they burn out and I replace them. Anyway, I remembered, I had one of these things, which is an LED light, one of these retrofit things that has, the socket in the back, and it just plugs in. And I thought, well, let me try it, see if it works with the fluorescent bulbs, because I only have this one that's a 5-6 inch. I've got another smaller 4-inch one, but it won't fit in that box up there. So I thought, well, let's try this one, and sure enough, it works. And much better light. Much better light. I could tell immediately when I plugged it in. I thought, I like that better. So eventually I'll replace the other ones. The LED does work together with the fluorescent bulbs, so that's cool. So I just swapped that out. So now let's now that I can see what I'm doing. Well, you notice how us guys, we always have a reason why we need to spend money to do things. See, now that light, so much better. The light is so much better. I can see better in the shop, so let's replace them all. We always do that kind of stuff, don't we? So now that I can see better, I can level this table, and I'm sure it'll be much more accurate. And then I'll get all the tools out here, get my toolboxes set back up, and then put all my tools away. Look I got this thing out and that thing out and another thing out, and the hacksaw and the scissors and the utility knife and the cutters and the screwdrivers and blah, blah, blah. And I got to dig out some wrenches too, so I can get underneath there and adjust the nuts underneath there to raise and lower the ends of the table so that they'll fit. So anyway, we get the toolboxes up, then I can get all this stuff put away. I have the workbench all level, nice and squared up. It's perfect front to back, side to side, in the front and the back, and it's where it needs to be, I think. I have all the tools out here. I have to set the small boxes up on the workbench first, and then put the large boxes on top of those. And I need to be sure I'm far enough away from the wall so that when I open the big boxes, the lid doesn't hit the wall. So I may need to scoot this table forward just a touch, so I don't want to lose a bunch of workspace and then have, the toolboxes be like, several inches from the back of the workbench. So I want the toolboxes as close to the back edge as I can get it and still be able to open them, and then that gives me as much real estate up front here to work as I can get. So anyway, the workbench is ready. Now I got to move the shelves, and I have all the drawers out because with all the drawers in, they are so heavy. Even empty, they're a little bit on the cumbersome side, and I don't want to have to wrestle with them to try to get them up there, so I'd rather just get the boxes themselves up and in position, and then get the large boxes on top, make sure I can open the lid, and then slip all the drawers in them one at a time. Okay, so let's get that part done. So I have the two small lower boxes up on the workbench in position, and you can see they hang over roughly 3/8 of an inch, 1/2 of an inch on both sides. No big deal. It still works. And what I like to do is I put these little strips of, it's just basically shelf paper, only it's vinyl. It's a heavier plastic, and I put a couple strips of that on both sides in the corners, so when I put the other toolbox on top, I don't scratch it up. It doesn't have any squeaky, rubbing against each other when I'm opening drawers, that sort of thing. So I like to put a couple strips of that down, and I also put a few in the corner here underneath this box. There's a stack of a couple of them because for some reason this box doesn't sit flat. It likes to rock a little bit. So I determined where was the most level place, and I wedged a couple of those underneath there to stabilize it a bit. So now I have to put the large boxes on top and see that I can open the big drawer on top, open the top and not hit the wall. Because you see I'm close. I'm a couple inches from the wall, and I think that's enough room. I don't remember what I had before. I didn't look at it. So I'll get one of the big boxes up here first before I start putting the drawers in, and make sure I don't have to move this workbench out from the wall a little bit. I may need to scoot it forward. So one step at a time. Let's get a big box up and see what it's like. I have one of the top boxes up there, and as you can see, I can open the top of it, and it clears the wall by just about, maybe 1/4 of an inch. And so what I did is I moved the workbench out from the wall about 1/4 of an inch, so that I had just a little bit more room between the top cover and the wall there. I don't want it to be rubbing the wall. And I can get my finger in between it now, so that's good enough. So that should work. So I'll set up the other top box on the other side, and then I'll start slipping all these drawers in so I can get all this all set up, and then put away tools, organize. And some of the things I'm going to want to move over to this new box. And I also have the other box in the corner that my washing apparatus is on, and I have tools in that as well. So I want to juggle around a little bit and reorganize a touch. But that's it, all set up, worked nicely. Get the other box on there and start slipping the drawers in. And there's the other toolbox up on top on the left. So, looks good. I like it. So now I'm going to slip the drawers in, and what I'm going to do is the toolboxes can still move around a little bit on the table because of course the table is a smooth surface and there's not a lot of weight in the toolboxes yet. So what I'm going to do is slip the drawers in from the bottom and work my way up, because it's easier to get them in without pushing the toolbox than it is the ones up on the top, because it's up high, it's at a goofy angle, and you're more inclined to want to scoot the toolbox pushing the drawers in up on top. So I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. That way I have some weight in it, and by the time I'm doing the drawers up higher, I won't be so inclined to scoot the toolboxes on the workbench at all. They should pretty much stay put. So there we go. Let's get the drawers in, and then we're in good shape. It looks good. I like it. Check this out. Little accomplishments can be so satisfying, can't they? How's that? Toolbox is all set back up, all the drawers in, ready to go. All I need to do is sit down with a project and clean up some parts, that kind of thing, and oh, heaven, nice little spot to work. What I need to do is get a new stool. I had some chairs in here and I got rid of them. I didn't like them, and I have that one over there that I used to use here at the workbench, but I don't really care for that one as well. I want to get something a little bit better, something I can adjust up and down easily so I can make it a little higher when I want to. So I've kind of got my eye out for a couple new office chairs in here. Part of the remodel, I wanted to replace some of the furniture that I had in here and shuffle out the old, bring in something a little nicer. So anyway, for now we use what we have until I find something I like and that's reasonable, and then I'll pick up something and do that instead. But for now, looks good. I like it. Looks real good. Happy to have that up. So now I want to take this toolbox and I'm going to take those little labels off of there, then load these guys up. I got some things to put in here and some of the things I have over there I want to move over here, so I just have to go through and organize things the way I want to. So slowly but surely, making progress. There we go, all the labels off of this tool cabinet. So now I suppose I can start putting things in there. Let's see if we can get rid of some of this junk. As you saw before, I have the toolboxes set up and I got all the tools put away. Look at that, the desk is almost empty, or at least halfway there, huh?
I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you're ever in need of 3D product design, 3D injection mold design, 3D die-cast mold design, or 3D printed prototypes or production parts, please feel free to contact me. You can find contact information in the video description. I look forward to hearing from you and to being of service to you. Thank you for watching. As always, I appreciate it. See you on 3D Accuracy's next video.